Hello, Mr. Stopelon Taste.
Uh, oh, oops.
You're on the wrong account. How are you?
How's it going?
How is everyone? This is Rod here speaking. So, how's your day today? Let's wait for everyone to join. Devacor and Daniel will be joining us today. What a day it
Yeah,
was
hello
yesterday,
everyone.
huh? Hello, Daniel.
How are you guys doing?
All good. And you?
Fine, fine, thank you.
Good to have you back on the voice chats.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
been a long time.
It is. It is. Did you have a good vacation? Enjoy it?
Very good. The first week it was rainy, but then it was sunny all the time.
Oh, nice. You got lucky.
Yeah.
it was rainy because
So,
far from me.
yeah. So today is just gonna be a chat between all of us and the community, just to kind of give a feedback on what happened and telling everyone that everything is fine. All wallets are secured as always. There's no threat to any of the tokens that the team holds. So that's pretty much it for today. Like talking and explaining what happened, and I think we can go from there. Hey,
Yeah.
Devacor.
Guys,
Hey
Hello,
there.
Dev.
Nice to have you.
I'm doing just fine. We moved into the new house effectively, and just waiting on getting a bunch of furniture and all of that. So I'll slowly be a little bit more available as we get we don't have our office set up or anything like that. So I'm still mostly running on my phone, but at least I'm not like hacking all the time and stuff. So it's a little better.
Nice, nice,
It's
nice to know that
nice.
you're on a new home already. So whoever wants to start, Daniel, Devacor, whoever wants to talk about what happened yesterday and give some
Yeah.
feedback to the community, I will leave you guys to it.
Yeah, I'll just say that I don't usually like to talk about this kind of stuff because it's fully internal, and usually what happens is our own problems, but this time it has like some consequences. So we decided to host this exceptional AMA to answer questions if there is any question from the community. Like Rodrigo say, and I want to reinforce that, except that there's more logistic work for us in the last since yesterday, and also for you for joining all these new chat and stuff. For now, Baba's departure has not impacted Stopelon at all, and we made some statement on the chat yesterday, and that's pretty much it. The team has been answering questions on the chat. Devakar added some more insight this afternoon. So if there is anything you guys want to know or any questions, we'll take the questions.
Yeah, I'm forwarding the messages from yesterday so that
Yeah,
everyone has them.
yeah, that sounds good. I also I just wanted to add a little bit of color because I'm not sure everybody's kind of like familiar with Baba Yaga, but he's someone who had helped like a lot with early communications, but he was certainly not the only member who was helping with sort of communications. He was one of several volunteers. I myself have done a lot of volunteer work. My wife, uh, Jacqueline or Jai, has done a lot of volunteer work. Like she made the original logo, for example. None of us like were demanding any sort of like back pay or anything like that. I think that um, this whole sort of misunderstanding of you know funds and expectation of some undisclosed amount of payment, frankly, kind of like it. To me, I tried speaking with him. He had some grievances, but no specific sort of solutions for how to address those grievances, except for sort of like requesting some unknown amount of money. It seemed an awful lot like some form of blackmail, to be honest. So, yeah, it's really regrettable because he was very helpful early on in the project, but it's just sort of the souring, I guess, of and a missing of expectations of sort of like past work being paid now, which, you know, there was no formal agreement, there was no amount that I'm aware of. And he when I spoke with him, I was trying to sort of see if some sort of understanding could be reached, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So anyway, I just wanted to add that. But the rest of the team has been fantastic, and I don't really see any other issues like this cropping up. So this is, I believe, like sort of a once and done sort of thing, and also kind of a unique situation only because of a combination of factors that resulted in Daniel's old account, of course, being flagged incorrectly for spam, resulting in the group administration transferring over. And since I'm not sure what's going on Telegram then, but all of this would have been avoided had Baba Yaga not had any of that power transferred over to him. So it really is sort of like an unfortunate combination of factors that turned a minor personal grievance over a disputable and sort of past expectation for payment into something that affected the whole community. So anyway, I just wanted to say, like, it's regrettable, but not something I expect would ever happen again.
Yeah, and this is something that we mentioned several times before. Like, the core team is being paid now because we are in a moment where the devs felt that they could give a bit more incentive to everyone that's working. But ever since the beginning, like, I joined Stopelon by helping in the third day or fourth day. It was May 21st when I redesigned the logo that Jay did, and I just joined because Daniel and the team thought that I was being helpful, but there was never payment in the initial days. There was never a promise of payment. There was nothing like that. So I just kept working and showing my work and helping manage the community, helping create the graphics for everything, helping do the press releases. We had Mike Watts working with us as well without pay. Pretty much everyone that was on the team from the beginning wasn't getting paid and wasn't expecting to get paid because everybody was investing and was investing not only their money but their time as well. So thinking that we are owed something from those initial days, I think is just wrong because it was never agreed upon. So I was never expecting that. I don't really understand why Baba was expecting that, but I guess everyone else in the team knows for a fact that nobody was promising anything, and we were just helping to actually make the token grow, which is the end objective for all of us. I think even for community members, like, everybody wants the token to succeed because everybody's invested and everybody wants to see the best happen in the future. And that's why we work every week. And we said a few weeks ago, whenever the developer wallet is drained because we are getting paid, that's not a problem at all because we were working from the beginning without payment. So we will just continue working to get the token working and to get get Stopelon to where we want it to be in a few years. So that's it from my part, at least.
Yeah, I just want to say I completely agree, and you said it better than I could. I was trying to get at that point. You did a really eloquent job of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And just to add about the payments, at some point when we started when we have decided to pay the core team, he was paid on the agreed amount, and I guess he was expecting more for, like, for what he did before this, and, like, I don't know, he never said properly until, like, a few days ago, where he said, like, we owe him money for what he did before, and that's what everything started. That's where everything started.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it that we needed to catch up with you guys. We had some worries yesterday from the members, like, is it going to happen again? Is this a problem that we need to worry about? And it's not a problem because now the group is actually set up to a phone number, an account that has a phone number, and the phone number that I have is like 10 years old already, the telephone line, the mobile line, so you don't have to worry about the like my user. Even if my user gets blocked, I can recover the group from my phone number. So we're safe now. And it was unfortunate that Daniel in the beginning, Daniel had created it with another phone number and he ended up changing his phone number. That's why Daniel was never able to recover his old account. But since we're creating it again and doing it the right way now, you don't have to worry about it. Also, some people were worried about that's way less members we have here in this new group that we have on the old one. It's just the first few days. In time, people will see that we changed the chat to a new one, and they will just come again and join again in this one. All our social media channels, everything is updated. Our link tree is updated with the new channel and also the new India channel, because unfortunately Baba took the India channel with him. But that's pretty much it. Everything's safe. We changed all the passwords that we needed to change. We changed the only wallet that Baba had access to was Marketing Hot Wallet, which only him and I had access. And before, when I felt that we were going sideways with the conversations with him, Don and I agreed to just take the tokens and the BNB that were in the Marketing Hot Wallet and transfer to the giveaway wallet temporarily, and we will be setting up a new Marketing Hot Wallet very soon. So everything's safe. Nobody has access to tokens. Nobody has access to unlocking LPs. That's only Daniel that has all that access, and Daniel has always been here, will always be here as well. So you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, and also in terms of continuity and fact, like Baba had nothing to do with the voting trust, and that continues to be something that I pay every month with personal funds. Since we started turning on payment, I think I'm getting about as much each month as the voting trust costs to run, which is great, and I'm gracious for that towards Daniel and Don and everyone else for that. So sometimes I'll make maybe a sell of like $900 to $1,400 or so, maybe once a month or so, just to sort of cover that fee. But Baba's departure doesn't impact that at all, and I'm basically still on that and still having weekly check-ins with our lawyer and legal team, Wes.
Yeah, I'm also glad that we acted fast yesterday and we created this group before we lost total control of the of Baba deleting and banning people from the old one. Because at least people came here, they were their questions were answered, and everybody knows that everything is safe. We can see that in the chart. The chart hasn't moved like nothing more than other few days, and even BNB graph is looking great. So we don't have to worry about like, oh, people are leaving. No, nobody's leaving. Maybe 1 or 2 people or 10 people that were in agreement with Baba, and I don't think that's many people that's gonna agree with what he did or the way he did it. So I think pretty much we don't have to worry about price. And we had a great community buy day on Friday as well. So I think that helped us in establishing that the team members are also actively invested and always around. So that's it.
Yeah, the only other thing I kind of want to mention, and I'm not sure if this is something we can do, it may be worth like setting up a bot to maybe not do like direct invites for everybody in the prior one, but maybe just sort of message them with like a relatively sort of neutral message that sort of like indicates roughly what happened and where the new group is, so that people can make their way over there if they like to. But this is actually not a bad opportunity to sort of like cut the chafe with regards to like any bot accounts or anything like that, or inactive accounts that may have just been kind of lurking in the other group and not really paying attention to it. So anyway, the smaller number of members here, definitely it'll increase over time. Maybe we should look into or think about doing that, since I think I was initially hopeful that maybe some sort of level of democracy could diplomacy could sway him, and maybe we could sort of salvage the other group, but it really doesn't seem like he's willing to accept anything. He's just trying to be destructive. Obviously, I think that destructive potential is very limited, and I think the only thing that we'd look at right now is making sure that people who are interested in the new group are communicated with and know that this is where they can go. So, just a thought.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we tried, like, I think pretty much all of us on the core team, as well as Daniel and Don, which are the founders and co-founder. Uh, Everybody tried reaching out to Baba. Everybody tried to talk him into thinking about what he was doing. Everybody was pretty much hopeful that he would listen, but I've spent, before I knew what he was gonna do, I spent pretty much 4 or 5 hours talking to him on Friday night, asking him to think about what he was asking us and think about what was promised or not, and not do it. But even then, even being extremely understanding of him and trying to say to him, like, if you could please give access back to the main group and withdraw from your admin rights on the main group, at least that way we could talk in a more pacific way and a more balanced way. And even then he didn't agree to it. And since the beginning he said he was responsible for several stuff that he wasn't. So it was really hard to trying to get to any sort of agreement with him. But we tried. We tried everything that was possible, and unfortunately, he didn't allow us to help him. So that's it.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. We're here for a few more minutes. Today is just kind of a short one, just to show that everybody's here and we're listening and we're paying attention and trying to get everything back to where it was. So hopefully we don't have any more problems and any more people sort of wanting to leave. It seems that everything is safe and everything is still in the same place that it was before, so I wouldn't worry about anything. Any questions, guys? Feel free to ask them here on voice chat or on the main channel. Wilson, we have an anti-whale feature in our contract, which limits sales to 1 billion tokens at a time. So even if someone wants to dump, like Diamond Hands did a while ago, he will have to go through several sales, and his tokens will be less valuable with each transaction that he does. So that's our anti-whale feature on the contract, and that's specified on the website ever since the beginning. Even before the rebrand, we had that feature available.
Yeah, and maybe I just would add that since he sold Diamond Hands, I mean, we never actually had anyone get near close the amount he had. So now the Stop Even tokens are way more distributed than they were before. So
Yeah, exactly. And what's important to say as well, like the top wallets right now are just marketing wallet, developer wallet, and Devacore, which is the guy that you just listened to and the guy that's responsible for the voting trust, and that was here from day one and still helps actively every day with the movement.
Yep, I basically, I hold a fairly large position. I do sell occasionally, but when I do sell, I'd say it's about as responsible as possible, and really just to sort of cover costs if they come up. And I usually try to be around. If I do a sell of more than $1,000, I'll be in chat and explain why. So
You've always been very transparent about your transactions, so thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no problem. I believe in the project. I like the project, and I want to see it succeed. So last thing I want to do is incite panic.
Yes, and hopefully some new voting trust news this week. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm really hoping to. I think this last conversation I had with Wes was a lot better. During this move, obviously my head has been elsewhere, but it's not just that. I also didn't really feel like I had a super good update from the legal team the 2 times prior. I think there's just like a couple weeks there where it felt like they were kind of dragging their feet in terms of contacting exchanges and stuff. But this last one was a lot more concrete and very positive, and it feels like there's real progress being made. So I'm really hopeful next update, next couple updates, we'll start to see something really concrete start to form, and hopefully within the next 4 weeks, we'll have the voting trust up and running, at least with a couple of our like core sort of members or a couple of our more dedicated people who are willing to go through like the early sort of like trial alpha phase of entering the voting trust. And we'll see, but I don't want to set a timeline because it's really a little bit out of my hands. I'm definitely keeping up with them, but obviously all that legal work it's going at the speed of a legal team. So yeah.
Yeah, you cannot push legal. Legal has a lot of things to solve in the background. But I think this last update like was really a good one because just the fact that they're setting up a company to help manage the voting trust and they actually submitted the paperwork already, that's huge news on the voting trust front. So
Yeah, that was huge for me to hear too. I'd heard earlier that they were thinking about setting one up, but they didn't want me to say much until they'd actually submitted stuff, and they submitted stuff in between the last two updates. So they said that next week or two they'll have the company like fully registered and it'll be its own entity. I don't know how much they want me to share about some of how they're running it, but I'm going to share as much as I can, certainly. And obviously, once we get to the point where we can put shares in, there'll be like a straightforward, like step-by-step set of instructions that we'll make sure is available to everybody so that anyone who wants to participate can. And then at that point, we've got some interesting conversations to have with Daniel, sort of thinking through what exactly we want to do with these staked Tesla shares, because I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to innovate with the tokenomics itself and rewarding people for doing that. So I know Daniel has thought about it a bit and shared some early ideas. We don't have anything concrete there, but we're thinking about it. So
nice. Yeah, that's very nice. I think as soon as we have the voting trust, we're gonna have a lot of news to be submitted to the media outlets, and I think that's gonna be huge.
yep.
So thank you, Devakar, for doing all the efforts on the background for that to happen.
Always a pleasure.
Daniel, want to say anything else?
I was mute. I feel most of the thing has been said, but if there is any question you guys want to ask, we are here to answer for a few more minutes.